Hi there, welcome to Smart Forum Builder. My name is Veena Prashant. I'm the creator of this plugin. Today I'm going to take you behind the scenes to show you how you can use SFB to protect your forum content. SFB comes with several different ways in which you can protect your forum content. You can set up different rules in the backend. You can integrate SFB with different external platforms to automate access to your forum content. Let me show you exactly how to do this. Now you can make your entire community site public or you can make it private. If it's a public community, anyone can get to it. Anyone can access it. Even if they are not logged in, even if they have not registered, you can make it available to everyone so anyone can see it. But once they get to the community URL, to your community site, within that, you're going to have several different forums and topics, right? Each one of those forums, you can decide if you want it to be public or private. Even though the community itself is public, you don't have to make all of your forums public, right? You can decide which ones you want anyone to see and which ones you want to unlock access to your premium forums, right? Based on certain rules. And you can set up those rules in the backend. SFB is the most advanced and versatile community plugin for WordPress. There are so many different ways in which you can, set up access in the backend, and you can unlock access, allow people to access those forums based on different rules. That's what I want to show you today, like how you can set up different rules at forum level. Each forum can have its own set of rules in terms of, how people can unlock access to that specific forum. So your community site can be public, but you can make access to forums private, and some of the forums private, some of the forums public, or you can have your entire community site be private, where users have to register to be able to log in. And if they log in, only then they can get to the community site itself. And even when they get to the community site, what they can see inside of it really depends on the rules you set up in the backend for each individual forum, right? Let me take you to the backend now to show you how easy it is to manage all of this and control access at granular level to each one of your forums. There are three different ways in which you can control access to your forums. Number one, based on user role. You can say, as long as user is an administrator or a subscriber or editor or an author, these are the things they can do. So you can control access or you can release access based on user role. You can do role mapping. You can do that in the backend of SFB, and you can do this at forum level. You can also control access based on products, memberships, courses, trainings. So you can say, as long as the user has access to one or more of these products or these courses or membership, only then they can access this forum. So you can restrict access to specific forums based on membership, based on products, based on courses. You can set up rules in the backend, and only those people that meet the rule, that meet the criteria you have set up in the backend, they can access it. And then you can also say, as long as they have these specific tags, you can set up your tags in Fluent CRM or WP Fusion and say, as long as users have these tags, only then they can unlock access to these forums. There are different ways you can control access to your forums. All right, so here's an example of a public community. What this means is anyone can get to this page, but which forums they can access depends on the rules you have set up in the backend for each one of your forums. This is the main landing page. These are the two categories I have here. Start here, questions and events. You can see here on the left side menu as well. Start here category has 6 forums in it. Questions and events has 3 forums in it. Each one can have its own rules. Each forum can have its own set of rules in terms of how they can access that forum and how they can unlock access to it if it's a private forum. You can see here I'm not logged in to this site. But even though I'm not logged in, I can get to this page. That's because it's a public community. That's my settings in the backend. If you switch it to a private community, they cannot access this page. When they try to access it, it's going to redirect them to the login page because they need to log in to be able to access your community site. Now you can see here at the top, there are 2 buttons here, login and registration. That's because I'm not logged in. SFB comes with a built-in registration form. And when they click on it, they can register and get access to your community site, right? They can sign up and it will add them to the WordPress users. And then they will have an account to access your site, your community site. Even if they are registered users of your community site, what they can access really depends on the rules you set up in the backend. Ask questions. This one is a private forum. I have set up rules in the backend as to how people can unlock access to this forum. First of all, they have to be logged in to be able to even access it, which is why it won't let them see it, right? So even though this is a public community, they cannot get to this private forum because they are not logged in. And even after they log in, if they don't meet the criteria that I have set up in the backend, they're not going to be able to access this forum. All right, this is how it works. So now let me show you a logged in user experience. All right, so this is the same site, but here I'm logged in. You can see here I'm logged in here. And this time, if I try to access the Ask Questions forum that I have protected in the backend, and I have set up different rules in the backend as to who can access it, you can see I'm able to access it this time, right? The reason is because this user who is logged in, and in this case, this is an admin user, this user has the products that they need to have to be able to access this forum. That's what I have done in the backend. I'll show you how I have protected this in a second, but this is how it works. And this user can access all the posts and add a new post. Everything is open, right? This user can comment, this user can engage with your community site. And so now let me take you to the backend to show you how you can protect different forums and different rules and how you can integrate it with your platform. All right, so this is the backend of Smart Forum Builder. This is the forums page. You will find all your forums right here. And each forum has to be connected to a category. You can create your forum categories right here. And if you just want one category, that's fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this. You can see here, this is a private forum. Welcome to SFB. These are public forums. So you can change, you can switch each forum based on what you need. And here, the one I want to show you is this Ask Questions forum. This is a private forum. I have set up rules in the backend as to who can access it. Let me edit this. All right, really simple. This is the content. This is the forum content. You can add whatever you want using this editor. You can see here towards the right, it says forum categories. So be sure to select a forum category. In this one, it belongs to the questions and events category. And in the front end, it's going to show all the categories. This is the front end. This is the questions and events category. And you can see these are the forums that are in this category. And each forum can be, as I said, public or private. And in this case, this is a private forum, the Ask Questions forum, right? This is the one we are looking at. So it belongs to the, so we have added it to the questions and events category. It's going to show up under that category. Upload a featured image for each one of your forums. It's going to show up in the front end. You can also schedule your forum posts, and you can say it's only going to be available on this date. Currently, it's published already, but if you want to change it and if you want to schedule it for a different date, you don't want it to show up in the front end until that date, you can do that. You can see here it says forum privacy rules, right? So here you can make your forum private or public. By default, it's going to be public when you create a new forum, but you can switch it to private. When you make it private, you're going to see all of these things right here. And it all depends on what platform you have. For example, if you don't have DApp on this site, DApp is a membership and LMS plugin for WordPress. And so if you have DApp on your site, then you're going to see DApp here as an option. If you don't have DApp, it's not going to show DApp. In this case, what I have done, I have said integration rules. I have selected DApp product access. So what this means is they have to have access to a specific product in DApp to be able to unlock access to this forum. That's my rule. All right. So you can configure the rule right here. Click on configure. Here you can say select product-based forum access rules. So here you can select your products in DApp, one or more products. You can say as long as they have access to these products, they will be able to access this forum. If they have access to any one of these products, they will be able to unlock access to this forum. And what type of access will they have, right? Just because they have access doesn't mean they can do everything, right? What they can do can also be controlled. You can say they will have standard access. What does the standard access really mean? You can configure that also. Pretty much they can do everything. You know, they can post, they can view, they can comment, they can like. That's what standard access is. And you can configure this. This is the permissions page where you can configure access and you can define what standard access really means, right? By default, it's all set up correctly, so you can just use it. Bypass the rules. So are there specific user roles that you don't want to apply these rules to? For example, you are an admin and you are testing things. In this case, you can say admins can bypass these rules and they can still access it even if they don't have these products. You can do that. I would recommend not doing this. If you do this, right, in the front end, you will always be able to access it and you might get confused as to why, content protection is not working as you expect it to. That's because you might have set up bypass rules, right? So be aware of that. So here you can see it says, after you set the rules, please close this pop-up and click on the update button to save this rule. So let's go ahead and save this right here and close this pop-up. So once you have set up the rule in the pop-up, right, be sure to close the pop-up and click on this update once to save your settings. That's the main thing. Don't forget this step. That's it. All right. This is how you can set up rules. This is how easy it is. Towards the right, you can set up the rules, right? Integration rules. And here, configure error message to be displayed. By default, it just uses the global message. But if you want to set up different messages for each one of your forums, you can do that. Use forum level setting. Not logged in message. If they are not logged in and they are trying to access it and they don't meet the criteria, you can show them this message. It's going to show them this message. And if they are logged in but don't have access, in this case, it's going to show this message. And you can also upsell access. You can say to get access, visit this page. You can hyperlink it to the page, to your sales page, to your registration page. wherever you want to send them to sign up so they can get access to this forum. And you can automate it. As soon as they get access, they come back to this page. They will be able to unlock access and ask you questions in the Ask Questions forum. This is how easy it is to control access at granular level and set up all kinds of roles for access. I'm not going to show you each one of these different platforms. It all works the same way where, like, for example, if you select WooCommerce, it's going to allow you to configure the products they should have purchased through WooCommerce. If there is a successful order for this user, then they are going to be able to access it. So you can set up WooCommerce rules, you can set up SureCart rules, you can configure the products, SureCart products here. Someone said, I want to allow access based on Fluent CRM tags. You can do that too. You can say based on Fluent CRM tags, and then click on this button here, and you can set up your rules. You can say add new mapping, or you can edit your existing rule here. You can say select the tag, right? You can select the tags you have in Fluent CRM. It's going to show you a list of all the tags you have created in Fluent CRM. You can select these. As long as they have any of these tags, they will be able to unlock access. And what can they access depends on the rule you have set up in access permission. Again, you can bypass different roles if you want to allow them access. Same with WP Fusion tags. And one more thing you can do is role-based access. So there are 3 different ways you can control access to your forum. You can protect your forums. Number 1 is role-based access, where depending on certain user roles, you can give them access to your forums. You can say subscribers can access this forum. So who can access it depends on the role, and what they can access and what they can do in the forum. Also, you can set that up. So for example, in this case, I had initially set this to DApp product access. I want them to have a specific product in DApp to access this, right? But now say that I want to switch it. All I have to do is unselect DApp and select whatever I want, for example, role-based access. And now I can say admin user will have admin access. So you're doing role mapping permissions to roles. What they can access depending on the role, you can configure it here, right? You can also say no access to specific roles. So they have to have a specific role in your WordPress backend to be able to access your forum. So there are 3 different main ways to control it. You can do it based on products, you can do it based on roles, you can do it based on tags. And when I say product, I mean, anything. It could be a course, it could be a membership, it could be a challenge, it could be anything, training, whatever you call as a product in your platform. And the platforms it integrates with currently are like DApp, WooCommerce, SureCart, ThriveCart, Tutor LMS, and we'll be adding more to this list depending on demand. And actually LearnDash too. I don't see LearnDash here. That's because we haven't installed LearnDash on the site, but it also integrates with LearnDash. All right. And we'll be adding more, and we'll also add a list of integrations right here. So you can see the latest list of integrations at all times, and you'll know which ones it integrates with. This is how it works. And even if there is no direct integration, we have webhook based integration. You can see here webhook based access. So as long as your platform supports webhook notification to external platforms, meaning when a purchase is made in your platform, as long as it can send a webhook notification to our platform, to SFB, you can do this. All right. You can go here, you can configure the webhook settings. As you can see, it's really easy to set up forum protection rules in SFB backend, and there are so many different ways. There are so many different options you can do it. You can make your forum public, you can make it private, and you should make some of your forums public, right? This way, people will get a taste of what you got. And even if your community itself is private, where they have to log in, they have to register to access your community, even then, make some of the forums public. This way, all they have to do is register, and they will have access to some of your forums so they can get familiar with your forum. Another cool thing about SFB, it's going to help you upsell access to your forums. SFB knows what the logged in member has, what they don't have. It's going to show them the right ones under you have access and you don't have access. You can see here under the start here forum, I have access to everything, right? I don't have any forum to which I don't have access, which is why it's saying you have access to these forums and it's showing everything. But if the logged in member does not have access to a specific forum, it's going to show those forums under the you don't have access to these forums yet list. That's it for now. As you can see, SFB is a really advanced community platform for WordPress. There are so many different options. It's going to give you, control in terms of how you want to allow users to unlock access to different forums and different topics and all of that. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This way you'll be the first to know when I publish new videos. I'll be publishing a lot more videos like this. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon. Bye for now.